Welcome back to the 8:30 show. Today we're going to talk about the P. Diddy and Cassie situation
Yeah.
with her filing court documents against him for 30 million, lawsuit for $30 million, I think she wanted.
I think that's what she wanted. I don't know if that's what they ended up settling on
Yeah.
because as soon as this story broke, it was as quick as it was to wrap it up.
Yep.
Um,
Like within 24 hours,
yeah.
it was a done deal. And it's interesting, like the people that there were a lot of celebrities that came out of the woodwork and just started like talking shit
Yeah.
and low key bashing him. I want to say low key because it wasn't low key, but it was because they didn't say too much, but they said enough, enough
Yeah.
to you knew who they were talking about.
Well,
But
go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I was just going to go on and say that I read the document. Did you
hmm
read the document?
No, I didn't read
You
it because,
perused?
yeah,
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
I read it
yeah.
and it's disgusting and vile and yeah, it was horrible. Allegedly everything that's in there is just horrific
hmm
and yeah, I don't even have words for it. Like if he really did this, wow, what a piece of shit. Why would you manipulate this young girl like that? She was 19 years old, he was in his 30s, and he, as we've heard before, bulldozed
hmm
into her life and took over her life according to this paperwork. He, you know, just took over. And she was easily influenced because he was a man with power, with money. And her fear was that she wasn't going to get the career that she was hoping for. And she was blowing up or whatever at the time. Not super hard, but hard enough for people to notice her, especially him. And yeah, it's if you haven't read it, go read it. It's free, it's online. Look up their names with the document and it'll pop up.
hmm
But it's horrible. Like allegedly he would beat the fucking shit out of her. Like he would beat her like
No,
kicked
I know.
kicked in the face, not just once or twice, but like several times. Kicked her in the body. Like who does that to another person? Like a woman, of course, like a young woman. You're a big ass man compared to this woman. And yeah, he was just beating the fuck out of her.
Yeah, I didn't have to read the paperwork because it was so much of it was in the news cycle.
Yeah.
Um, but it's funny because there's also people are going back and they're looking at other videos of other celebrities and things that he said that are kind of questionable and things that you see them in video together, him and Cassie, and they're
It just doesn't look good for him
yeah,
at
it
all.
doesn't. He has some issues. I mean,
It
with
sounds like he
things.
does. And I've seen a lot of videos in regards to him and how other people are trying to out him for allegedly all these different things that he's done, supposedly,
Yeah,
and but a lot of people are also not speaking up.
yeah.
They're not saying anything, and a lot of people, well, I don't want to say a lot of people, I'm not sure, but I know one celebrity was disappointed that she settled. And based on these statements in this document, this girl's gonna need therapy for a long time.
Well, from what I have been hearing throughout the news cycle and everything, just kind of watching things progress
Mm-hmm.
um, over the last couple of days with this story, it seems that Puffy is the devil and he is Satan incarnate, and he is running the music and media entertainment companies and businesses as the devil. That is
I
how
don't know
how
about
it.
that, but
This is how it looks. This is how it looks like when you see all these things. I mean, come on. There was a story that I heard where this guy this guy would have these things called freak offs or fuck offs, um, where he would have a bunch of male prostitutes come and slang dick on Cassie while she was drugged up, and he would be in the corner jacking off to it, talking about
That's
take that, take that, take that.
that's in the documents.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
And they did this through different states. And
mhm.
that's where the what is it? The trafficking
Yeah, yeah,
is being put in the documents that he trafficked her basically
correct.
and drugged her, and she had to go through a lot of therapy, and she's going through a lot of therapy because
Yeah,
she was, from the looks of it, a very young, decent girl. I don't know how decent. I mean, I really don't. But he came in and just blew up her fucking world. She was involved with someone at the time that they met, and he was with Kim Porter
hmm
at the time when they met, and he was inserting himself in her life. And how many times has he done that? I'm wondering.
it sounds real R. Kelly-ish to me.
Damn.
Real R.
Yeah,
Kelly-ish.
it really does. It's
It's yeah.
I don't understand how you could do that to someone. Why would you do that to someone? And you have that kind of power. Like, that's disgusting.
You
I
know,
and hold on,
go ahead.
just I understand that we don't know these people and we don't know what they do and
Yeah.
all of that. It fucks everything up. It makes me hate this industry because they do some fucked up shit like this. Not
hmm
everybody's like that, but if he could hide this shit for as long as it's been hidden, it's fucking crazy. Like, it's crazy. Excuse my
Well,
language. I cuss a lot, so.
well, let's just look at the stories we heard outside of relationships. Just look at the stories we hear of different of the artists that have been on Bad Boy about how they were in these bad deals, how they were getting robbed, how Puffy basically took everything from them.
Well,
You
he's
know,
not the first.
he's not the
He
first.
learned it from somewhere
Yeah,
because somebody did it before him.
he's not the first. He's not the last.
No,
It is what it is in the
it
music
is.
business. If you're not, it is the business. If you don't
No,
know the
for
business,
sure.
that is on you.
Yeah.
But you
It
know,
just it
well, he just
to manipulate this girl, David, is just fucking
well, yeah,
crazy.
but this is just going to the character of the person. If he's been doing this to all these other people, men and women, just taking their livelihoods from them and slaving them out on a stage, um, make daddy some hits. I mean, what else do you think he would be capable of? And like I said before, I I don't put anything past anybody in regards to what they could be capable of.
Yeah.
And then
No, absolutely.
when you see what I'm starting to see a lot of with people who have a lot of money and a lot of power in this entertainment industry is a lot of them are fucking weirdos, and they do some real weirdo shit, and it's like it's I can't believe that they would do shit like this. I mean, come on, look at all the things that have happened in the last 10 years, the last decade in entertainment. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Weinstein. The list goes on and on. The list goes on and
It
on.
does.
Then he had Epstein, and all of a sudden we realize that okay, not only is it the entertainment industry filled with these fuckers, but we also have governmental politicians, but we don't see anything happen to them.
Now, my question to you is, honestly,
Yeah.
would we have heard about this if there was no social media? Would we
Um,
know that this happened if there was no social media?
for celebrity entertainment news like this, because it is still considered celebrity entertainment news,
Yeah.
regardless if it's criminal or civil, which this is a civil matter. I think yes, because we will still have TMZ, and TMZ has their pockets in different law enforcement agencies. This is where they get their sources from. They pay off uh, certain. They have moles in
No, I get that.
in government
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
law enforcement agencies. So I think the story would still come out. Would it be, how big would it be? We don't know. I mean, you don't even see really. I don't really see larger mainstream media covering it. I think they're scared to cover it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Um, I don't think TMZ gives a shit. They'll cover whatever.
No, I get that. But
But
what
you know
I'm
what I mean?
saying is, do you think we would know about it? Because,
I think we would.
hold on. So, back in the day, there was a rapper who hit a, I think she was like a VJ on BT, MTV. I think she was a MTV
What are you
VJ.
talking about?
Dr. Dre.
That's D Barnes. That's from Pump It Up. That ain't MTV.
What the fuck was that?
That was on regular TV.
Yeah,
For us, it was regular TV on the
whatever.
west side.
All right. So
Living on the west
anyway,
side.
something happened, and
Yeah.
not a lot of people knew about that.
Yeah.
That happened, but that's because back then there was no social media like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. If today,
I think so because of TMZ.
I
Because of
mean,
places like TMZ would still exist. TMZ is shown on TV, so it still would be covered. How closely it would be covered, that's questionable. That's neither here or there, but I do believe that there would be some media coverage because TMZ exists. If TMZ never
no, but
existed, then
I
yeah.
understand that there
But
is media coverage, but what my thing is, would it be as big as it is now? Because social media only blew it up. And
I,
now there's
uh,
all these
uh,
videos coming out about him and the shit he's done and the people he's fucked with
yeah,
and the people he's fucked over and all of that.
yeah.
And conspiracy theories of him killing all these people just to get to where he's
Hmm.
at. Eventually, it catches up with you. I assume if he's done all these things, allegedly done all these things, it's going to catch up with him.
Well, let's look at it like this.
Yes.
Yes, it still would happen, even if
Mm-hmm.
there was no TMZ. Yes, it still would happen. We
Yeah.
knew about James Brown. We knew about Rick James. Rick James had a girl, what was it, kidnapped
Yeah.
over a crack pipe.
Crack pipe. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we would still know
Yeah.
about it. How big the coverage would be, I don't know. But yes,
I don't think it would be that much coverage, to be honest with you.
I don't think it would be that much coverage as well because this did not go to trial. This was cleaned up
Yeah.
within 48 hours. By the time the real news cycle probably would have started to pick this up, it was already over because now she's
Yeah.
settled for whatever disclosed amount of money. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and
You said disclosed?
it's non-disclosed,
Undisclosed.
undisclosed, whatever I said. You know me, undisclosed, whatever amount of money. Um, he so it's a done deal. Like at this point, I'm sure there's an NDA regarding this between the two parties that they can't probably come out and discuss it. So now you got to get around an NDA, and if the NDA locks in the money, then you're kind of screwed. So you can't talk, and I get why other women are mad or kind of disappointed. I wouldn't say mad, but disappointed that she took the money and ran, because it would have empowered them to come out. And I feel that they should still come out if some wrong was done to them in that regard. Then yeah, they should still
Who
come
knows?
out.
Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Maybe right now they're setting it up. Maybe she did give them the courage to get the ball rolling and, you know, go
Yeah.
after him because if I feel that if he was willing to settle with her for that, what makes me think that there aren't other women he did this to? And it sounded like he abused this person. The
Mm.
way it reads is as if she had no control, no mind of her own. He absolutely controlled her day to day, her every aspect of her life. And she could, according to what she says, she couldn't get away from him. But that makes it so hard for me to believe because there's no way that I can't get away from someone who's abusing me. There's just it's not possible. And for you to finally escape him and now come out with all of this, I feel like there's proof. So if you've had that proof, why not use it to get out sooner? So I hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say this piece. Um, it makes it seem calculated. You know, like she calculated this to benefit from it. But
Okay.
then at the same time, if you read what she wrote and what he allegedly did, who would put themselves through that? I wouldn't. There's no career or amount of money that I'd be willing to go through that for. And it makes me think of, I believe her name is Young Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That's his that's his shorty wap. That's what he called her. I don't think she knows the definition of that, but all right.
Whatever.
So yeah. Um what is she going through? What is she dealing with? And she might be willing to, because he
Mm.
buys her all this shit. And because according to the documents, every time he touched her, every time he beat her, he lavished her with gifts.
Well, that's what domestic abusers do.
No,
But
yeah, I get that.
besides all that, what I was gonna say, there's been other accounts now that's come out that's mentioned things about that why she couldn't get away. He had bodyguards on her on hand, 20 basically like 24 hours on lockdown. Um, there was just he had private investigators. Apparently he had her medical records going to him.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had all these things set up and in play. I mean, again, she's 19. Let's just say by this time she's 21. She still doesn't really know much as far as what she can probably do. I mean, for me to believe somebody stayed in a situation that long for 10 years and
10 years.
you don't have any children with this person. You have no real ties other than
Yeah,
a business relationship. You know, that's outside of the romantic relationship, if you want to call it that. Um, she's I hate to call a victim an idiot, but that's what I have to do in that regard. You know, I don't think she's a dummy, but I mean, again, I don't know. Maybe the psychological damage made her want to stay with her. What is that? What is it called when you have damn, I forgot the name of it. Where you stay with your
yeah, I know what
abuser,
you're talking
your
about.
captor. I can't think of it. Somebody in the comments put it out there. I forgot what it's called though. It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come later. Um,
I'm
so yeah,
thinking of it too. I'm over here like
so
it's on the tip of my
I don't
tongue.
know if she was dealing with something like that, PTSD. Who knows? I mean, I've never been in a situation like that, so I can't justify not.
No, it doesn't sound like she loved the man. It sounded like she was his prisoner. That's more what it sounds like. That's what it reads. Like she was in prison and he was with her, and she couldn't say no because he it mainly sounds like she couldn't say no because that would be the end of her career.
Well,
And it sounded like she was more concerned about her career than where or what he was doing to her. That's how it reads. I'm sorry.
well,
I'm not
again,
trying to bash the woman.
yeah,
I feel sorry for her.
I do.
I'm sorry that she went through that. That's a horrible thing to go through. This man manipulated her. He treated her horrible. Horrible. But it also just makes me wonder, like, did he beat her down so bad, not just physically, but mentally, that she couldn't even think?
I don't know, and
You
that's why I
know?
said I hate to call a victim an idiot because to me it's idiotic, and I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say it in a bad way. It's
No,
just
I get
idiotic
that.
thinking to think that uh, there's other situations that occurred during this time that this all this was occurring. Like she started messing with Kid Cudi. Allegedly, he blew up Kid Cudi's car
But
in his
see, she had
driveway.
gotten away from him at that point.
Hold on.
No, I know.
There was another incident that I
Sorry.
heard about with Wale,
Yeah.
another rapper in the studio
He's denying that.
where of course, what grown man is gonna
Just
acknowledge
telling you,
being
he's
hung out a
denying that.
balcony at a studio over a woman that you're not even interested in that romantically,
I don't
according
think I
to.
read that in the document, though.
So I saw a video by a guy named, I think his name is Ant Glizzy. You guys can look it up on YouTube where
Mm.
he was there when this happened. He is firsthand testimony witness
Okay.
where he says this happened. Yes, when him and I forgot who he was with got to the studio, Wale had to kind of give them the rules of the road because this wasn't even supposed to be taking place because he had already had an issue with Diddy about to give him the Dr. Dre beats over Cassie already because apparently any male other
I
than Diddy
just.
that
Uh,
interacted with her, he had some kind of issue with, whether it was business or non. He had an issue with it because he wasn't setting it up.
mhm.
So they're in the studio session. They're not even supposed to be there. In this, a highfalutin studio. Yeah, highfalutin. And in walks Diddy with his bodyguards and makes a beeline right into the sound booth. And the sound booth apparently had a curtain so you can close it for privacy and whatever. He turned in there, closed that curtain, and the guy was like, Uncle Lizzie was like, yeah. Next thing you know, we hear like some arguing, but we can't really hear it because it's soundproof. It's kind of soundproof, so you can't really hear much. It's muffled, and then you hear some scuffling, some shuffling, but it don't sound like fighting. It just sounds like just shuffling around.
Mhm.
And then they kind of peek through the curtain. They see Wale's shoes over the balcony being hung over like what's the name and Be Cool. That's what it reminded me of, the scene in Be Cool where he gets hung over the balcony. So yeah, a grown man's not gonna acknowledge that. I
I'm
mean,
I'm just telling you, he denied it.
I know. I heard that his denial too, and I don't believe it. Just like I don't
Okay.
believe it with Vanilla Ice saying that Suge Knight didn't hang him over the balcony. When a man makes a statement about getting hung over the balcony, it's hard for me to not believe it. Like, especially if you got all these bodyguards, they catch you slipping. It's like, okay, so you fought him off, right? You fought him off. You fought him off. You didn't have no nothing. You just fought him off. And then they said apparently, Anglizzi said, after everything was over with, they all bounced. Cassie, Diddy, and the guards, they left, and Wale come in all looking all disheveled, talking about, man, I don't know why he be like that and this and that and on some sucker shit. Not know like, yeah, I'm about to go get this nigga. I'm about to spin a block. Fuck this. This nigga tripping. No, it was none of that. It was I'm just here to make some music and love life. I don't know why they be tripping. It was on Kumbaya. Kumbaya. And I say all that to say this. I saw a video with Charleston White. He was doing an interview. I don't know if you know who he is, but he in this video that I saw, he was talking about how much money he would like to have in his life, and he said only up to 7 million. Anything after that, shit gets weird. And he said because every time he looks around, he sees these people that have all this money, these they're multi millionaire, close to billionaire, and they're always into some real weird shit, some real just what the fuck shit. Sorry for cursing, but yeah.
I don't know
And
why we sorry for cursing. I said I'm sorry, but it's
and
we do it
and
anyway.
and when he said that, I thought about it for a minute. And I thought, like, yeah, you know what? He's kind of right. Every time I do hear something, it'd be some like really, really rich
Yeah,
motherfucker.
it's they. Yeah, yeah.
I heard shit about.
Money will really ruin a person, and I know this from firsthand experience.
I feel like when you get to a certain level in money, um, it they say that money is the root of all evil, and I think that is true into to some degree because when you got so much money, where consequences aren't consequences anymore, what's to stop you?
Yeah.
And so I can understand that. And to me, this is what this sounds like. This sounds like Diddy's got all this money, Puffy got all this money, and now he's on some real fuck shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like him giving back all his publishing to all these artists that have been talking about this all over social media for the past year about how he's doing them, and then now he's like, oh, I'll give you back your publishing, but then you got to sign an NDA about anything related to him from that time. It's like why would they need to do that? Like to me that sounds fishy. Like if you're gonna give me
Well,
back my publishing, it shouldn't have no strings attached to it.
um, if I'm not mistaken, when we talked about the that guy that got arrested for the Tupac murder,
KPD.
yeah. Um, After that happened, videos of Diddy again were surfacing then about him possibly, you know, putting out the hit on Tupac.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that was making the rounds. And then
Hmm.
not long after that, he did the whole signing over of the whatever,
Yeah,
and now this shit.
yeah.
So it's yeah, it's I just don't
I
I
don't.
don't get it. I don't get it. You got all this money. You
That's
got
the
all this
problem.
money. Why are you not living the life? That is not the life. That is not the, and you have children, and now your children are gonna question you. You're gonna be like lying to them if you really did this. You're gonna be lying to them and telling them, no, this never happened. She's a fucking liar, but let me pay her. Let me give her this money so she can shut the fuck up. Because what? His excuse is probably like, I don't want my kids to see this. I don't want to put them through this. Not really thinking about her. It's just, it blows my mind.
Aren't all
It
his
blows
kids
my mind.
grown? Does he have a young child? I thought
He
all his.
has two young girls, the twins with
I
Kim
don't know.
Porter. I believe they're still underage.
I don't really keep up with Diddy that much because I really didn't care for Diddy to begin with when he first came out back in the '90s with Biggie. Um, I stood by Tupac. Fuck Bad Boy. Fuck Diddy. Fuck them as a whole record label and an organization.
So I didn't stand with Tupac. I stand with Biggie. So that's where we are. Where the division is right here. Um,
But
yeah,
no,
I
I'm be honest with you. I got to cut you off real quick. But
go
yeah, I
ahead.
didn't really care for Diddy back then or Puffy when he first when they first came out. I didn't really care for him. I thought it was corny that he was dancing in the videos with all of his artists. I just it just for me it just that just didn't work for
Well,
me.
that's what that's what you do when you have artists and you feel like you're on top of the world. They just made you mega rich. You ain't
Yeah.
gonna come out in their videos because you paid for that, and they're making you rich, and you're leaving them broke, and you're the
Hmm.
master puppet manipulator, and you know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
Like, why the fuck wouldn't he do that? Hitchcock was in all of his movies. I mean, come on.
I get you. I get what you're saying. I get your point. I get your point. I still have to disagree on
No, and that's
it.
fine. That's fine. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, they do that shit. Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Hello.
I don't care about all them that do it, but I just didn't like when Puffy did it because he was dancing and going.
Just don't like him.
Eh.
But whatever. It doesn't
No,
matter. He's the fact that this came out and all this shit is something he allegedly did, and if it's true, oh my god, it's fucking mind blowing. And the fact that he got away with it. He got away with it. And he could possibly do that to another young woman because he has so much money. Because I know it ain't about his looks. It's got to be about the money.
I
And to me, it's disgusting. Like, you should not abuse your power and treat a woman that way. I'm telling you, David, it's like she meant nothing. Like she was an accessory. That's what it sounds like.
mm, mm,
That's
mm.
how it reads. Like she was a fucking bag. His old gym bag. I am dead serious. She was an old gym bag, his favorite gym bag that he kicked every time he got pissed off. He punched every time he lost a game. Anything, any little inconvenience. And then the fact that he would do this to her, it makes me think how petulant and fucking little you are to do that to a young woman. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Mm,
What is
mm,
wrong
mm.
with you? Now, again, allegedly.
It's all alleged. Well, no, is it alleged still because they did go to court and it's settled?
It's settled, but that's not
But it's
an
it.
admission according to his attorney. It's not an admission
Yeah.
of guilt. But let the internet vote.
Let me tell you something. it kind
Let
of
the internet vote.
it kind of is an admission of guilt because I'll say this. Michael Jackson
I knew you
settled.
were going to talk
Michael
about him.
Jackson settled
I knew it.
his molestation accusation, and it was an admission on Michael Jackson. So why can't this be an admission of guilt for Puffy? If Puffy want to be Ike Turner, just say, "Nigga, I'm Ike Combs." Just say it. We can
Because
understand it.
he's not trying to lose his
No,
status,
trying to
which
be
I
brother
feel
love.
he just did. I feel he did lose some status here. But like with everything, next week it's going to be something else.
Yeah,
And we going to be talking about something else cuz this is going to be last week's story.
yeah, yeah. That is
And
true. At this point,
that's just how time moves. Yeah, because I'm telling you, social media is a beast.
well, yeah,
And
because
they
there's
got
nothing
you
here
going
anymore.
from story to story, and one minute you're like, oh my god, Will Smith, oh my god,
Oh my God,
Palestine,
I don't want to hear this
Israel,
anymore.
you know what I'm saying, the submarine, oh my god, all these things, and then here we are talking about this, and next week it'll be something else, and that's just how it goes.
Puffy better pray to
I
whatever.
just go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say Puffy better pray to whatever God he prayed to because uh, 2023 is looking grim for him right now. He
The
got to
end
if he
of,
want to make it out of here. If
I
he
mean,
want to
I
make
think
it
he'll
out of
be
here,
okay because he's still got money.
uh, yeah, but that don't stop anything.
No, that don't stop
Ass
anything.
kick Cuddy.
I mean, he's still going to
uh,
make his money. He's still going to invest in whatever he's already got invested or invest in more shit. And it doesn't even have to be under his name or anything. He's still
yeah,
going to make money. He's got money on top of money to make more money. So
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't, for
yeah,
him, it's just a drop in the fucking bucket. Really.
yeah.
But for me, it's more than that. It's the fact that you abused someone's daughter. You
Yeah. Allegedly,
abused, allegedly, sorry. You
allegedly.
allegedly abused this person, and it didn't seem to phase him to do these things, and thought that by buying her gifts that it was just going to be fine. You cannot erase that kind of trauma with gifts.
Well, again, you have to go back and you have to look at Puffy's history from the beginning. You know, I've heard stories from Gene Deal that Puffy at once said that, you know, it's either going to be Suge Knight and Tupac or it's going to be Biggie, but somebody's got to go because he can't live like this anymore in constant fear. Um, you fast forward, he's still got other issues going on. You know what I mean? Then you have publishing allegations
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
of that stuff. You know, then you have gay rumors that come out. Like even 50 Cent had made claims that of these gay situations that Puffy's been in. His former bodyguard or whatever you want to call him, Gene Deal, has made statements about him being with Puffy and going to sex shops so Puffy can buy um, butt plugs, allegedly. You know, and all these weird,
Well, what
deviant
if the butt plugs were for Cassie and her
male
male
prostitutes.
prostitutes?
Who knows? But what I'm saying is, even though that could be true, this allegation is still that he's in the chair in the jack off station, filming all this stuff.
No, I know that.
Um, Pulling the R. Kelly. Let me just pee on you a little bit.
And then he tells her, because he would record it on whatever device he could record it on, her phone, his phone,
Yeah,
computer,
whatever.
laptop, tablet, whatever, right? And then she knew it was in her phone, so she delete it. And
Mm-hmm.
he would tell her, you can't delete it. I can retrieve it. And then allegedly had her sit on an airplane watching one of the videos
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah,
he
I heard about that.
recorded of her, to show her that she couldn't delete it from her phone, that he could still retrieve it.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of money he has, apparently, according to her. I mean, for me, he could have just snatched her phone and uploaded the video from a different fucking area or whatever.
Well, I'm gonna tell
But
you about
whatever.
that. That was her being naive to technology because he probably had access to her iCloud. I'm sure they have i devices or Apple
Yeah.
devices. Yes, if you delete something, it can be retrieved, but um, it's depends on how it's been deleted.
No, I understand that.
That being said, um, there's all these different stories that have been coming out over the past 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, the girl from what is it,
Sorry.
Danity Kane? She
Yeah,
came out talking about Puffy wanted
I
to
can't
give her
remember
back
her name.
her publishing, and she's the one that broke that story about there's NDAs attached to it, um, and
Yeah,
these
she's been
NDAs are
very
saying
mouthy,
this,
but she's
huh?
always been mouthy.
Yeah, whatever. But she let her she living her life. You know, if she want to cook, she want to cook. You know,
No, I
that's how I
get that.
look
I'm
at it.
just saying she's been not mouthy like as in talking shit, mouthy as in
Talking the shit.
she's revealing
Yeah.
shit that people don't know about. And that's another thing. It's I was telling you earlier that this has ruined it for me. Like all of this shit, I miss the days where we didn't know shit. I miss the days where we were all naive to this, and it's just horrible. Like these people in this money, and it just corrupts them, and it's sad. We've seen it before, not to this extreme, but we've seen people with money and what it can do to them. It can really
Yeah.
ruin them. But to get to the point where they're at, where they have like money on top of money on top of money, generations of money,
Hmm.
like that is, and to be able to do this kind of damage to a human being for 10 years,
Yeah.
it just blows my mind. And why would you want to do that to somebody? Who do you think you are?
Well, he's been in the music industry for such a long time. It makes you understand why Big Boy from Outkast is raising and training owls now, and Andre 3000 has a instrumental album playing the flute. That what it all boils down to. Like, yes, I get it. I get it.
You know what Andre 3000's flute album is to me?
What?
He knows his lane
What?
and he's staying in it. That's what that sounds like to me. Because
um,
he says that he doesn't, at the age that he is, what is he? 47,
48.
48,
He
whatever.
has nothing else
He
to
has
say.
nothing to say.
Yeah.
And I feel that.
So here's the flute.
I feel that shit. Him saying that because some people need to let it go,
Yeah.
and they don't want to, and they want to drop what did you call it?
What?
It's always going to be my favorite comment.
What?
The
Oh, they want to drop them jive turkey bars all on you. Yeah, I said that on TikTok as a comment
jive
regarding
turkey bars.
Melly Mel and Eminem when Melly Mel came out with
That was
his diss record,
hilarious.
Jive Turkey
Still, I think
Bars.
I'm gonna bring that up every time. That shit makes me laugh.
Hit him with the Jive Turkey Bars.
Yep. And that's what I feel he's representing. Like I'm not gonna give y'all jive turkey bars. I'm gonna give you this flute, bitch. That's where he's coming from, like, and
but
everybody's listening.
but again, like I said, it makes me understand
Dude's a
why
genius.
yeah, yeah, he is a genius. God, boy's a genius. He's
That
good,
boy,
damn it, he
yeah, right.
good. But it makes you think that makes you think like, okay, so you just gonna start raising owls now. And mind you, now Puffy in the music industry is like Kevin Bacon. You know, he's like Samuel L. Jackson. They've been in every fucking thing. He's been in every fucking thing. He's been around for the longest.
Okay.
Puffy worked with Outkast on their first album. I think he even shot the video for
What
it.
the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Hold on, that leads me back to now. I understand why Big Boy is raising owls because he already had a little taste of Puffy being in his
Mm,
presence.
got it.
It was like, eventually when I get to a certain stature in this music, I'm gonna start raising owls. And Andre was like, I'm gonna play
Well,
the flute.
yeah, it's kind of like the 50-year-old gangbanger still hanging out with the homies on the fucking street.
with
Like, at what point? When are you gonna retire?
with the
When
18
are you
year
gonna
olds.
fucking let it go? You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
over here 50 something fucking hanging out on street corners selling drugs and shit, and catching, what do they call them? Uh,
What? Catching what?
No, when they hang out, there's too many of them together.
I forgot. Because I'm not a gang member. I don't. I don't fucking remember.
It's not a Rico. It's
No, it's not a Rico. It's I don't fucking know. I can't remember all that right
yeah,
now.
but you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, right? Some type
Um.
of gang enhancement
Yeah.
thing.
But regardless of all that, I
Yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you don't want to be the old man in the gang.
But that's what we're seeing, though.
Still representing the
People are still
hood
trying to
and getting Social Security.
take out, put out rap albums, and they're 100.
I don't mind if a rapper wants to put out if a rapper wants to put out a album and the music is still good and they've elevated and they're talking about some other
But if
shit.
they're not, and they over
Yeah.
here with the jive turkey bars,
I'm good. I'm good. Keep that shit to yourself. Play that in your car
shit
by
kills
yourself.
me. Oh my god.
But like I feel like the 444 album with Jay-Z, that was the elevation. He wasn't rapping about the same thing. It was contemporary rap. I don't
Sure, I don't listen to him, so
like
I
okay,
couldn't tell you.
you grow as an artist regardless of what type of music you're in that regard.
Yeah.
you know, you don't see older rock bands doing the same stuff they did when they were younger. They mature. Their
No,
fans
absolutely.
get older.
Everybody evolves.
Yeah, but when you don't evolve as a rapper and you still talking about being on the block pitching rocks, it's like, really, nigga? I just could have sworn you drove in this video in a fucking Lamborghini. Like, what rocks are you pitching? Because they don't do that in my
Yeah.
neighborhood.
No, I hear you.
Not in Lambos, not in Rollses, not in Ghosts.
No, you ain't making it out the hood with that shit.
but anyway, we're a little off
Yeah, yeah,
topic
we're
here.
way
We're a
off
little
topic.
back
So
to
yeah, my
Diddy.
heart goes out to Cassie for sure because going through that shit, I cannot imagine years and years and years and years of abuse if he really did this.
Yeah,
And the fact that she stayed for it, that blows my mind too, and it just what makes me wonder, like, I believe it's called Stockholm syndrome, where
yes, that's it. That's it.
where they fall in love with their captor,
Yeah,
and that may be the case,
yeah.
and that's why she may need therapy. And it feels like a whole Ike and Tina situation. I don't want to leave him because everybody else has left him, type of thing, and she felt bad for him, and I don't know, like, I don't know
Was it
this.
Ike and Tina or was it Silence of the Lambs? Rubs the lotion on the body
No, it
because
was
she wanted to leave.
that was Silence of the Lambs. I'm talking
Yeah,
about Ike and Tina, where she's like, I can't leave him because everybody else has left him.
I know. And I said, but were they Ike and Tina or were they more like Silence of the Lambs? Rub the lotion on your body.
It could be. I
Take
mean,
that. Take that.
he drugged her, but she took the pills.
Yeah.
So if she didn't take the pills, she got her ass beat. And I just can't
take the
imagine.
pills.
Wait, I can't imagine that there was a point in time in that relationship in year 1 or year 2, whenever he first hit her, that she did not have the time or the space to escape. It blows my mind, but also again, the Stockholm situation. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where her head's at. I don't know this
later.
person.
I think it was more of he hit me, but he's gonna do this for my career.
Man,
and
fuck
look,
the career.
oh, hold on, and look what he got me. She's 19.
I
Even
don't
hold on,
care.
she's 19. Even by 21, even by 22, you're still an idiot as that age. You're still an idiot. I'm not talking about just her. I'm just talking about anyone.
In general, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying, but I'm saying no one, honestly, in their right mind, and I'm assuming she was not in her right mind,
Hey,
would stay.
I don't know. Fame and fortune may do.
It
things
makes
to
people do some fucking wild shit. It really does.
and
It really does,
that's
and it's crazy how much you hear about that shit, and then you hear the stories where you it's just you befriend somebody and they come to your house and they rub fucking dirty shoes on your fucking white suede couch and tell you fuck your couch
because you can buy another
because
one.
you can buy
Rich
it, yeah,
motherfuckers.
and it fucks you up.
And these are
You
real
go play
stories.
basketball with a rock star and he makes you pancakes.
Yeah.
These are the stories, and these are real stories.
Hmm. But then you get the dark stories where
Yeah, you
next
get
thing you
the
know,
fucking dark side of that shit,
you're on
and
a
it's
video
just
getting
like,
peed on.
wow.
You're hostage. You're getting burned by a nigga with a crack pipe.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's money. It's money, power, and
Money,
fame.
yeah, but the power part is the part that really, it's so abused. And if he did this to her, shame on him. And if he didn't, well, I wish you luck, sir. I hope that you can redeem your name, but
Well, yeah.
it's not looking like it.
Eh,
It's looking really bad out here for him. Cause I don't hear, like, honestly, I don't hear much about many other rappers other than him right now.
you're
And
not gonna hear
even before this,
it. Yeah.
I was hearing about him and things were being said, but this is allegedly, cuz no one has the guts or maybe even the balls to present proof or to, show
Yeah.
that this is really who he is, other than what she did. And she got her money, and now she's going to go live her life in the French Riviera with her husband and her two kids. Because
So
she's happy, supposedly, she's happy in her relationship, and I wish her the best. I really do. Because the abuse that she endured allegedly in this relationship, it's going to be a long time before she gets over that, if that really happened the way she's saying it in the documents. It's horrible.
so the question
Yes.
is Puffy, is Diddy, is Sean Combs a predator?
And from what those documents say, yes. But at this point, we won't know.
Yeah, that's
We
that's the
won't know
question.
until Shody Wap decides to spill the tea, and I don't think she is, because I feel that she's comfortable in the position that she's in.
Mm.
And she's revealed a few things about herself, and it makes me feel like she's with it.
Well, being
But
comfortable only
that's
lasts for so
just
long.
my take. I don't know. I have no proof.
Yeah.
I'm just making an assessment based off of things she has said, and things that have come, excuse me, things that have come out about him.
Again, comfort only lasts for so long before you're not comfortable. So
Yeah.
only time will tell with that, and if she corroborates any part of the story of Cassie. And when I mean corroborates, I mean that the things that happened that allegedly happened to her also has happened to her.
No, I
You know what I
understand
mean?
that.
Or until somebody else comes out and um, shoots a shot at him as well. Puffy better hope he escapes 2023 because right now he's dodging all these fucking things like the Matrix. I don't know how long he can keep it up before somebody actually catches him slipping.
Yeah.
And when I mean catches him slipping, I don't mean harm. I mean in a suit, in a criminal investigation, in anything. You can only dodge those things for so long before it's like people start really digging deeper and looking into all the allegations that are been put forth up until this point.
Yeah. No,
So
I get that.
I don't know if people will pick it up. I don't know. I'm sure they will pick it up if more and more things come out. I mean, once they made a documentary on R. Kelly, it seemed like he was ushered right on into the penitentiary. Do not pass go. Do not claim your $200.
Yeah.
So it could be a situation like that, or it could be something that gets drawn out in the
We'll
legal
see. We'll
system.
see. Only time will tell, because who knows? Like I said earlier, people are maybe possibly getting themselves together to come for him. And
Yeah,
like they did with what's his name? Bill Cosby.
yeah,
I was going to call him Pill.
that is Bill Cosby. You would have said it right.
Yeah. You see a lot of women came after him, lawsuits, the whole
Yeah,
nine. And it it blows my mind how many decades later they decided to do something about it. It
Yeah.
really does blow my mind. Not saying, I'm not trying to discredit them. I'm not trying to make them feel bad. I just don't understand, why are you why are you doing something about it now legally?
Yeah.
You know, an accusation is one thing, but you're going out, you're trying to sue him and civil and whatever, and you want him to go to jail for rape and all this shit. And but you didn't say that shit a year after, or 10 years after, or even 20 years. It's
Well,
been like 30, 40 fucking
yeah.
years, and here you are saying this man abused you. The Weinstein thing, like, that blew my mind. That
Yeah.
blew my fucking mind. How in the world did this fucking psycho piece of shit get away with raping so many fucking women?
Because they're all chasing fame.
That's insane to
And
me.
they're all chasing fame, and that these people are the gatekeepers to that. That
That's
this is how
fucking
this works.
nuts.
This is how all these people are getting these things done to them. The only, like I said, the only problem I really have with these type of situations is when they come out 40, 50, 60 years later, and it's like, what? The memory
Yeah.
is has been proven to be not
Yeah.
that reliable, and you're saying this, there's got to be a statute of limitation with
Well,
certain
that's
things.
why I think she went after him
Yeah,
in civil court, because at this point he can't,
yeah.
you know,
And with civil
or they
court,
can't
well,
do anything about
and,
it at
and
this
with
point.
and with civil court,
Sorry.
um, if people don't know, civil court is they have a lesser, I guess, judgment on things. So what I mean is, they usually go with, is it more likely than not type of theory.
Mm.
So you don't have to prove as hard as you have to prove when you go into a criminal suit. In a criminal suit, you basically need the smoking gun. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But in a civil matter, it's more likely than not. Do all the things line up to say, yeah, this happened? Versus, I'm gonna need to see the gun. We're gonna need to have the ballistics. We're gonna need to have
Yeah.
all these expert witnesses come and testify and get deposed. Um, and that's the other thing, in a civil matter, people can get deposed, and if they get deposed in a civil matter, I believe that can circumvent NDAs, um, depending on what they are. I don't know if it's in a civil or if it's in a criminal or both, but an NDA, you can get circumvented through an NDA with a lawsuit, to some degree, or a criminal investigation to some degree. So maybe that's another reason why he wanted to go ahead and settle this real quick, because he didn't want to have to deal with what could possibly come out further with people being deposed and having to testify about things. I mean, it's if you look at it strategically, it is a chess move to just go ahead and give her what she wants.
No, I get that. I get that. It's just,
Yeah, it's a horrible situation.
it's
She's
disgusting.
never going to be the same from it.
No.
Um, I hope she got the. I hope she was awarded the what she wanted. Um, if this is true about Puffy,
I'm
that
so sorry.
these things are
Tired.
real and these things
Yeah.
happen, and if that's the case, then he needs to be tried in a court of law on these type of things.
Yeah, I agree, but it's not gonna happen
Never say never.
unless, I did say never.
Well, it's
I
kind of
said it's not gonna happen unless someone comes up with some real proof,
yeah.
and didn't settle out of court.
Well,
Like, someone actually, you know, here's the shit. Like,
well,
here's all the proof you need to throw the book at him.
well.
And even then,
Yeah.
he's got attorneys, he's got money, and he can prolong this for as long as he possibly can.
Yeah, but all that money, if it's a criminal suit, he's got to hire these high profile lawyers, and they're gonna juice that wallet for every dime they can get out of
Oh,
him.
I
And
absolutely,
if he's
but
putting out more money then what he's bringing in on that,
Yeah.
it's
No,
gonna
I
start
get
hitting
that.
his pockets really hard. I mean, Bill Cosby, he did all this stuff, and he had tall money. I don't think his money is as tall as it was, And then you gotta start looking at, if these things come true, and he was to go to jail over it, where does that leave his business ties? Like a lot of his stuff. Look what they did to R. Kelly. They damn near shut that motherfucker down. His music doesn't even is barely getting rotation. So I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
for Puffy, I'm sure it's scary to watch.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
uh,
And then pictures came out the following day where
yeah,
he's looking disheveled
yeah, well,
and he's holding his stomach, and everybody in the comments were like, that's staged. Like,
yeah,
that's bullshit.
yeah,
He made sure he set that up to make him look like he's just
yeah, well,
stressed out, you know.
well, when your whole life, for the better part of your life, is based on image, you got to maintain the facade. Now that people have gotten more of a peek behind the curtain than you wanted,
I don't want to see
and your
anymore.
f
I don't want
offs,
to see anymore.
yeah,
Please stop. Please stop. If you're doing this kind of shit, stop. Don't even start. Like, why
yeah,
would you do this?
yeah, well,
Like, why would you do this? You have so much money and you have so much power. You could do so many good things. So many good things for people who are talented, who want a career like this and become something to them. Not a fucking abuser or a fucking rapist or some shit like that, like a manipulator. Like, why would you do that? But you know what? A lot of people do shitty things, especially when they have the money and the power.
yeah. Well, it's been shown to be that way in history of mankind. So,
Yeah. Yeah, nothing new. Nothing new, but like I said, I wish her the best. I'm sorry if this really happened. I'm sorry that this happened to you. This is horrible, and I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Like, read it. It's very telling on who this person is supposed to be
yeah.
or who he's not.
So, on that note, I guess we'll go ahead and call this one a wrap for the
Yeah.
night.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. For those that are watching us, um, appreciate all the likes, subscribes. You guys are great. And peace.
Peace.